as far as the trial, well, the sentencing, we got what we wanted. We wanted life. He did have a missed childhood, a bad childhood. But you know what? A lot of people have that. And the future children, they need to look at that. We need to make sure the children don't have a bad childhood and start having truancy in the schools. But as far as the trial went good. The DA's office did an awesome job for us. We really appreciate the public, everyone who supported us all along the way. We got justice. And you know what? If we got the girls 20 years, they'll be going before we're 87 and 80 something. So we felt like we did justice for Linda, and with him, he's got life. And there's no remorse. He got what he deserved. He did it. We don't care what happened before March 21st, 2022. That's the day that we worry about.
Can you tell us your name?
My name is Jenny Lynn Griffin, and I'm JINNYLYNN Griffin, GRIFFIN, and I'm Linda's sister.
Jenny, talk about, we've had conversations for close to 2 years, followed this very closely. Were you surprised that he did not say, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything"?
No, he's a little jerk. He's a little punk, okay? And he deserves to go where he's going. He is a demon, and God saw that demon that day. And that's how he got, Linda's arm got severed. God let her die with good people who loved her. And we've put away the demons now. And the future demons, they better look out, because the DA's office is not playing anymore.
Ms. Griffin, that was a very, very long hearing today, much longer than anyone expected. What were y'all thinking towards the end of it?
Let's get it done. Rip this Band-Aid off. Let's get it done, because, he did it. He did it. He needs to do the time.
Kathy, you gave powerful testimony. How did you mentally prepare for that? You gave some powerful words out there.
Just through conversations of speaking with Ricky and seeing his agony of what he went through, and as they swore me in, I swore to tell the truth, and I spoke what was in my heart. To me, it was true. Yes, their lawyer got upset because I used the term demonic for what he did. Although it was twisted, they said I called him a demon. I didn't. I said what he did was demonic. And that's how I felt, because what he did was unforgivable.
And for you, hearing the word life, what did that mean to you after all this time?
Well, it was a mandatory sentence. What he got, he already got his leniency by being able to acquire parole after 25 years. If he would have been of age, he would have gotten life without parole. But being he was a juvenile, he already received his leniency. So today was just, I've never heard, it was like another trial. And this was longer than the trial. Witness after witness after, that should all what the defense team did today. If they'd have done that at trial, he may have gotten a lesser charge. So it was all wasted. But he got what he deserved. And also in my speech, I did say at the end, he's a product of a failed system. Been saying all along, all the systems need to come together. They need to be revamped. They need to be brought up to date for the current times. And we're going to keep our fight for that. If anything, we're going to use him as an example of what happens when you let systems fail. He was failed.
And do you mind sharing your name and your
My
relationship?
name's Kathy Richard, KathyRichard. I'm Linda's sister-in-law, her husband's sister.
How do we get change? That's something I think a lot of people want in our community. How do we get there? I don't know if y'all can talk about that, and Dan Williams or Prosecutor Matt Jervis can talk about that. This community wants change desperately. How do we get that? If you can talk about it.
She said it best just now. I mean, there were a number of failures for this young man before he met Miss Linda. But but it's not an excuse for what he did to her each time he made a decision to brutalize her, to take her car, the punching, the kicking. The system has to do better when a child is harmed in their home. Some children need to be removed from certain parents when parents are dangerous. But today, I mean, you heard a lot about Mr. Honore most of the afternoon. I didn't hear Miss Linda's name very much. She was a beautiful woman. She would have given him that car. She probably would have given him gas money. Every decision that was made, driving off with her attached to the car, there's no excuse for that. Pain is pain. You can't compare the Holocaust to slavery. Both are bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when he's blaming me, the DA, and he's blaming Matt Derby's, that doesn't help children. Children need to be held accountable the same way they're held accountable in homes, right? Suggesting that he's remorseful because they were looking for a deal less than what these young ladies pled guilty to, that's not remorse. That's looking for a deal. I didn't hear a single apology in that room today. He could have stopped what was going on to Miss Frickey at multiple times, and he didn't, right? So yes, society needs to do better for its children. Yes, it needs to go downriver and figure out why kids are falling in. Yes, we need to have a statewide conversation about truancy. This is a court of law. And when you take someone's life and you brutalize someone on the streets of New Orleans, there's not many tools that we have. We have jail, right? And the judge herself made it very, very clear. This was a mandatory sentence because his crime was just that horrific, right? And lawyers don't do their clients any service when the whole world can see in high definition who did it and what they did, and you start talking about testing DNA. Let's set this trial back 4 years, 2 years, another year to test DNA when we know who did it. That's not showing remorse, right? So yes, society has to do better. Yes, the state has to do better for its young people. The city has to do more for its young people. All those people who testified about his bad upbringing, that's true. But that doesn't get us beyond what happened to Mrs. Frickey when she was drugged to her death and her arm was severed. We cannot live like this in a civilized society. Young people need to understand that, and adults need to understand that.
Understanding that this sentence is obviously very fresh, has the family had an opportunity to discuss how it will handle that 25-year parole mark at all?
Yes.
Yes, plan on being there, as I said in
We have people
yeah.
that will be there for.
She will have her son, her grandchildren will be there to show the parole board his nature.
Yes.
Right, and see if 25 years, if he has any remorse or a chance, because he'll still be a young man. He can still have a life. Linda will never have that.
Right.
He should have made those decisions. When he pulled her out the car, he could have just threw it to the side, took the car, and got away. No, he chose to throw her to the ground, repeatedly stomp her, which we feel is what killed her. She just didn't die right away until her arm was severed. But he is responsible for beating and killing her. And he could have stopped at any time, and he didn't. And he had no remorse.
No,
And
not at all.
he spoke of how we accepted, we were lenient with the girls. And well, they didn't stomp her and kill her. They participated in the carjacking, and that's what they were punished for.
Anything else you want to add about this journey?
Let me just say this, and I don't think people realize this because you see these faces on the news a lot. His family didn't ask to come here. They have gone through agony just trying to get a day in court. And all they did was have, and people say Miss Frickey lost her life. Her life was taken. She was taken from them, and they have gone through agony just to get a day in court. And I just the world needs to understand how painful this process is for the next of kin, for the people that are left behind. And this family is just, you all have been amazing throughout this entire process.
Thank you.
Why you got us out?